Hello everyone. I have been doing my best to keep up with the videos, dev posts, and forums regarding Mass Effect Andromeda. After seeing these videos and reading the various forums, I then went to Reddit to receive clarification. After Reddit, I spoke to my Twitch friends. I want to share what I know so far. I will warn you that there is heavy spoilers ahead. If you do not want to hear these spoilers, then I highly recommend you hit the X button at the top. With that warning given, let's get right into it. Both the devs and the community say that Andromeda will be its own storyline. This means no involvement with the Shepard storyline, no Reapers, no Protheans, and no Mass Effect relays. The Andromeda initiative left the Sol cluster at or shortly before the events of Mass Effect 2. I'm thinking that they meant the Normandy being blown up. They arrived at their destination 634 years later. That is quite some time after the events of Mass Effect 1 through 3. That presents a lot of problems with the storyline. I'll get into that. Once Sovereign was defeated at the Citadel, the Reapers started their march. That means the Andromeda Initiative would have had to avoid the Reapers, or the Andromeda Galaxy was in a completely different direction than where the Reapers were coming from. I'm not sure which of those two the story is based on. The next thing I want to cover is the species of the Andromeda Galaxy. It is unclear as to whether or not these species were native to the Andromeda Galaxy or if they traveled there just like the Andromeda Initiative. If these species travel to the Andromeda Galaxy, then that means that they would qualify as an advanced civilization. Reapers harvest advanced civilizations. If that is the way the story is going, then the question is, how do they avoid the Reapers? After that will be the vaults. Based on what was said, it is likely that this is an advanced species within the vaults. What kind of advancement it is unclear. If it is a technologically advanced species, then the question is, how did they get to that point? I can think of two possibilities for this. The first being that the species of the Andromeda Galaxy created them, or two, that this is remnants of the civilizations before the Protheans. As far as everybody knows, the Reapers wiped out the Protheans and any civilization before them. But what if they survived in the Andromeda Galaxy where the Reapers weren't looking? I mean, that's the way it's starting to sound like, because seems like to me the Reapers have no interest in the Andromeda Galaxy based on what was said. The last piece of information I want to cover is the 634 years. Everybody on the Andromeda Initiative knew this would likely be a one-way trip. However, I'm wondering if the species in the vaults have the technology to send them back home, or if the species back in the Milky Way advanced technology to a point of wormholes or something of that nature in those 634 years. If so, that would be another way to bring them back. If not, then I guess the Andromeda story ends in the Andromeda Galaxy. I guess we'll see what happens. With the confusing pieces of information shared, let me move into my concerns for Mass Effect Andromeda. The first being the profiles. Now, the main character is not restricted to a class. A lot of people are saying it's a good thing. I think it's an interesting concept, and I will see where it goes. However, it does take away the uniqueness and at least some challenges involved. In Mass Effect 1 through 3, you were stuck with whatever class you selected. If that class ended up having issues, you just had to adapt. That was part of the challenge. I'm thinking that with this profile system, they are at least removing some of those challenges. After the profiles, I would like to cover the skills. The skills that I've seen so far seem to be the exact same as Mass Effect 1 through 3. If that's the case, then it's just basically the same old thing, just with a few extra um, things added to it, like jetpacks. If that's the case, then I would like to see some improvements. I'm hoping that there will be a way to swap skills in Andromeda, kind of like how you did in Mass Effect 3. I think the biggest thing that they could change is the ammo system. Mass Effect 1 through 3 had an interesting flip-flop going on. Mass Effect 1 had a good storyline and armor customization. Mass Effect 2 didn't really have much of a contribution to the series, I don't think, except for maybe the heavy weapon. It was actually fun to nuke things. Mass Effect 3 improved upon the weapon customization system, making it a lot easier to get what you wanted. It also cut down on dealing with the mods like you did in Mass Effect 1. The ammo systems of Mass Effect 2 and 3 I thought were a bit weak, especially at higher difficulties. In particular, we'll look at incendiary ammo. Incendiary ammo was a dot, it was not immediate damage. So really it had no additional bonuses to a soldier. Now if it was something like armor piercing ammo, then it would have more of an immediate bonus to the soldier. Unlike incendiary ammo being a dot, armor piercing ammo was immediate and had greater benefits, such as armor reduction and penetration value. This allows you to hit bigger targets like brutes a lot easier. So I'm hoping that they can implement something like that. The next thing I would like to cover is the achievement leak. Now, under the achievement leak, I did notice some things that have me wondering. The airtime with the Nomad achievement thing requires you to be airborne for 35 seconds. This tells me that either you're going to have to be throwing yourself off a really big cliff, or there's going to be an insane amount of upgrades that you can add to the Nomad that can make it jetpack itself for that long. If that's the case, then I get a feeling that this is a follow-up to jumping puzzles or something of that nature. I reached that conclusion because of another achievement in that leaked list. There is an achievement for solving the puzzles of the vaults. Based on what I have heard from the forums, they said that these puzzles will be really difficult. They said a little bit up there with Myst level puzzles. If it is going to be that challenging, then there's going to be a lot of people frustrated. Personally, me, I play an RPG because, you know, of a storyline. Once you start adding things like puzzle games and jumping games, I think it starts losing at least some of its element. That's just my personal opinion, though. I know everybody's different, and people want different things for their RPG, and that's fine. You do you. Um, Yeah, so I guess that's the most that I really have on Andromeda for the time being. I will go ahead and link some stuff in the description um, once I manage to get the video posted to YouTube. So expect an edit. Unfortunately, I have to do that because of just the way my computer system is set up. I'm not exactly at 100% functionality yet. Alright, thanks for listening. See you around.